Hello my friends, if you like my work, please remember to click thumb up, subscribe to my channel or hit the notification bell to be informed about new videos. I'd just like to say thank you to all my patrons, please join them if you can, the link is in the description below. I wanted to do a project with this model for a long time and finally the time has come when I could start working. I already knew from one of my patrons that this model is so cool and easy to build that I won't have any problems with it, and it will even be an easy way. I wasn't planning a big rework or a huge number of additions, but replacing the tracks with ostketten, adding towing cables and metal antennas was indisputable. I started working with such a set and in a moment you will see how this model looks like in the final effect. I'm very impressed with the quality of the parts and their fit. In addition, the plastic itself is also of very good quality and I had a great time working with it. Of course, as I usually do, I reduce the amount of space that the frames take up and cut out most of the large elements. For me, it's more convenient to look for elements that have already been cut out than to search individual frames. As usual in the case of German armor, there is the issue of line on rubber bandages. I saw wheels from Panzer IV but also from Panzer III, and the truth is that they had seams more or less preserved. There were also completely smooth wheels, so to be honest, any solution can be used here. I think it's best to consider how long the vehicle you're building has been in service and adjust the visibility of these lines accordingly. Of course, the lifetime of vehicles on the front line is another issue, so you have to take several factors into consideration. I decided to wipe off all the bandages a bit using an abrasive sponge and a hobby knife. I glued both hulls together with the rubber caps with strong glue from VMS. I cut out one fire extinguisher holder from T-Rex set. You have to do it very gently because it's easy to damage this extremely delicate part. On the exhaust I made a delicate texture using VMS glue once again. It's quite aggressive, definitely stronger than glues from other companies, and with a brush you can get a really interesting effect. First I applied glue to the entire element and then pressing the bristles I damaged the surface of the plastic. Of course in a controlled way. Maybe damage is not the best word, but well, never mind. I put new springs on the fenders. Actually, I did a little upgrade. The plastic parts don't look good, so I wound 0.1mm wire on them. Now, even though it's quite difficult to get a perfect winding with such a thin wire, all springs look much better. The producer provided parts for the construction of the entire armament section, but I don't need it at all because I'm not going to expose the interior. I built only the most necessary elements of mounting the gun and sight. This saved me some valuable time. I immediately fitted them to the model and set about creating a better look for the gun mounted. I mixed VMS glue with AK putty. I know that both of these products are not designed to work together, but I managed to use their properties. The glue melted the plastic and the putty perfectly built a proper looking texture on this rough surface. After drying, I sanded surfaces with a thicker and thinner abrasive sponge. I glued the element back in place and tackled the barrel. I don't know what the designers wanted to achieve by adding a small spring. Was it supposed to imitate the recoil of the gun? And are static models used for playing war and simulating shots? Well, I was a bit surprised, but I tried and this multimedia trick didn't work. But at least it looks nice on the box and you can always add extra items to the list to lure the customer. When I'm here, as you can see, I added a steel nut to the gun to achieve balance. The barrel was a bit too heavy and fell down on its own, so the nut is a perfect counterweight. Now it stays in the position I set. Through the commander's head you can't see it too much, and if I add a figure it will definitely be completely invisible. Now I have a chance to try CA glue filler, which is used to fill cavities. I don't know how this element is technically called, but I think C-hook, correct me if I'm wrong. On each of them there are two traces of the production process, so due to the fact that I want to use them separately, I have to cover them. It probably can't be easier. 3 minutes of work and parts are ready to use. Definitely better than putty and, most importantly, faster. This is what I like. I fixed one of the hooks on the front plate to add the towing cable in a moment. For easier assembly I just cut off the middle element and after fixing it, glue it back in place. On the example of the driver's seat cover you can see exactly how perfectly the individual elements are fitted together. It's the same with the commander's turret, which I'm not gluing because it will be easier to paint it separately later and adjust the commander's figure. The hangers for the side covers are very easy to assemble. It took me a few moments. All you have to do is clean the parts and glue them in the marked places. Of course I couldn't leave them perfectly straight, so I slightly bent them in my fingers. I had already assembled the ostketten set earlier because I used this set to prepare the Open the Box episode. You can find the link in the description, so if you want to see how easy it is to assemble, check out this short video. As you can see, putting them on the wheels is very easy, just like connecting them, even without special links provided by the producer. I also immediately checked if the side shields would look good and wouldn't rest on the edges of the tracks. As you can see, it's perfect. The producer of the model suggested using nuts located on one of the frames, but I have my own methods and I used punch and die set from RP Tools. I quickly knocked out 6 heads and glued them to the side shields. As I mentioned, to complete the model I prepared antennas from master model. Of course there are plastic antennas in the kit, even more than needed, but the level of details in these aftermarkets is the highest possible. Their construction is quite easy, but you have to do it with the greatest possible delicacy and precision, of course, due to the 3D printed elements. As a result, we have a super upgrade to the model, which will undoubtedly be visible in the pictures and for the trained eye. In addition to the antennas, I also added towing cables from Eureka XXL. I got a set from the producer in non-standard packaging, so don't be surprised that it's different from what you see in the stores. Preparing the ends and gluing the metal cable is very intuitive, so you don't need any special skills to easily and cheaply improve the quality of your model. I didn't even pay attention to the rope from the set, but I think it's just an ordinary string that can't be compared to this product in any way. I will use it in a thick rope in this or maybe in some other model. Putting the rope on the previously glued C-hook is very easy. You can not glue the middle element earlier, but since I've already done it, I gently cut the eye of the tip and put it on the hook. It won't be visible. Of course, later when the rope is properly formed, I will seal it with a bit of CA glue. I have some links left from the ostketten set, so I will use them as additional armor for the front of the vehicle. All you have to do is cut off the ends used to connect individual links. In addition, I used the excess from another set to add some standard links. They will harmonize with the spurs that are located at the rear of the vehicle. In this way I got an interesting effect, and after proper painting it will look even better. I plan to paint the ostketten differently than the standard tracks. For the purpose of presenting the finished model, I attached them using blue tack. And of course there should be some chain. A short piece will help to attach the towing cable. So it was a pretty quick build, wasn't it? This is how the whole model looks like with all the accessories added. I love its appearance, especially on wide tracks, which adds the aggressive look. Incomplete shields also do the job. In the next episode I will paint the model and prepare it for weathering. And now a bit of self-advertising. Traditionally, and as I said in the beginning, I would like to thank again to all my current patrons. You are great guys. It would be superb if you join this group. Your support is highly appreciated and helps me do what I do here at coldemonspl and what I love the most. Thanks to this I will try to give you some interesting content to keep you informed and entertained. It's very easy because now there is a chance to enter this superb group without pay a penny for 7 days free trial. This way you can check whether you like what I publish for my patrons or not. From technical side, you need to join for free by filling all gaps patron wants, and then you can surf on my page with no limits, watch and download all superb high resolution pictures, watch progress shots, check stories with unpublished in other media's models, read the articles and enjoy other benefits. But about the 7th day, you need to decide if you stay with me or go back home. That's all for today, see you next time, cheers!